This is the ARLA Elite Series here for race number 9 of 24 at the Rockingham Speedway in the United Kingdom. The Smash Beer pole award would go to Kurt Walker in car number 98, his second of the season. Walker and Ronald Porter get a nice jump on the rest of the field. Starting on the outside of the second row would be Matthias Schleier in the 96. Manufacturer Olympica is looking to enter the ARLA Elite Series in 2010, and, well, it's no surprise why they named Matthias Schleier as one of their candidates. He ran very well in the qualifying race and was looking to do the same today. Kevin Colley was ejected from car number 08 after Leipzig last week. Because of certain ties between CJ Racing and M&J Racing, M&J developmental driver Benji Flynn was penciled in to drive that car for the rest of the season. The 22 car Flynn is riding behind is not being driven by Vinny Enzo this week. Enzo was hit with a one-race suspension because of his actions at Leipzig. Tom Delgado will fill in for him for this one race. Liz Hebert, who normally drives the 31 car, was also hit with a one-race suspension following Leipzig. Her team owner and TM Master Cup Series driver Leon Kenniston will fill in for this one race. First caution flew in lap 3. This one could have easily been avoided. Tristan Roberts hooks the back of the 42 car of Laura Cyrus coming down the back straightaway. The 42 gets turned into the 6 of Jeb Klinger, sending the 6 around. The 05 of Bob Stevens and the 39 of Hinata Huga were also collected. Cyrus is going to drive by a second incident involving Benji Flynn, Anthony Griffith, and Klinger again. Flynn actually makes it through this, but 42 just clips the 06 of Anthony Griffith, sending the 06 into the 08, and there's the 6 of Jeb Klinger, taking both the 08 and the 6 out of the race. Flynn gets a very rude introduction to the ARLA Elite Series. This is his first start after all. Kurt Walker led on the restart with Matthias Schleier right behind him. However, Schleier decides that he's got a car good enough to get around the 98, and he does so. Walker would take the lead back shortly afterwards. However, Schleier would insist that the first spot is his. And there you see, coming into the picture, Leslie Riggs in car number 50. She wants in on this little battle. Also sneaking into the picture would be qualifying race winner Bigsby Foot in the 14 and Alli Rigs in the 19. Alli Rigs getting a little too personal with the 14, pushing him through turn 1. The second caution would fly in lap 18. Ronald Porter had to pit from second on that last caution, and when he came out, he was way off the pace. And to add insult to injury, the engine expires on that 45 car. The pack is coming. Porter is making no effort to get off the track or even out of the racing line. Luckily, everyone misses the 45, except for Jason Bates in the 51. They're going to collect CJ Zhao, Chris Johans, and Dale Underwood. And Laura Cyrus and Hinata Huga come barreling in. Let's take a look at this from behind the 42 car of Laura Cyrus. She commits to the outside lane, and, well, there are a couple cars there. That was a very hard impact for the 42, the 03, and the 64. Brenda Riggs in the 67 is going to get caught up in this. There is Harry Inola, the 09. He dives low into the path of the 67, and the 09 ends up getting punted into the 69 of James West. West finally got his first win at Leipzig last weekend, and now it's safe to say a repeat win is not in the cards. Bigsby Foot will lead on the restart with Leslie Riggs and Matthias Schleier right behind him, but before long the 50 would get a run on the 14 and take the top spot from him. However, Foot would not go down without a fight. He took the lead back from Leslie Riggs, but he would run into trouble in the form of the slow number 11 of Neji Huga. Leslie Riggs blasts by the 14 as he is held up by the 11. Olivier Martinez and Alli Rigs are going to get held up a bit as well. There you see Jason Bates in the 51. He is slow too. However, he didn't cause nearly as much of a disturbance as Neji Huga did. At least not immediately. Cody Richards and Taylor Brillen are held up by the 51. Brillen sees an opening, goes low, but she pushes up the racetrack and hooks the 53, turning him into the 06 of Anthony Griffith. There you saw Charlie Waters in the 41 clip the 06. On the restart, Matt Scarano was the leader with Leslie Riggs right behind him. There goes Riggs making a move on the 16 for the lead. Great job by Scarano getting that 16 car up to the front. 2009 has been a complete disaster for that team, so this kind of run must bring quite a bit of relief to them. Another guy having a great run so far is Matthias Schleier in the 96. He would challenge Leslie Riggs for the lead, showing that the laps he led earlier in the race was not because of his great qualifying run. Looking back at the field from the 96, that is Michael White in the 0. He is actually a lap down. White had a mechanical problem earlier in the race and lost a lap trying to get it repaired, and the 0 team did a good job in repairing that car as he is keeping pace with the leaders. The next caution would fly on lap 42. Alli Rigs in the 19 is going to challenge Leon Kenniston for the lead. However, she realizes that Kurt Walker is on her inside. She panics, gets into the 31, and spins up into the 96 of Matthias Schleier. And here comes Marcus Leonard. He clips the 96 and wrecks the engine on that 78 car. I guess he wanted the screen time really, really badly, and he wasn't going to get it running midfield. That's about the only way you could explain how he got into this wreck, as he could have seen the 96 from a mile away. Here it is again. Alli Rigs went way too far to the inside, and so the 19 was going to go nowhere but up the track. Kurt Walker's presence probably contributed to this wreck. It looked like that Alli Rigs didn't know he was there and panicked a bit and pushed up into the 31. 19 would continue the race, but the 96 and 78 were done. Leon Kenniston led on the restart. He gets a great jump over Kurt Walker. Kenniston had been running up in the top 15 all day. However, he wasn't really a factor until now. However, his parade would be rained on by Kurt Walker and Matt Scherano, who took first and second from him. There you see Olivier Martinez in fourth. Great run for that 5 car. His season hasn't gone too well. The leaders would be coming up on the slow 22 of Tom Delgado. Walker and Scherano split the 22, and Scherano takes the lead. Kurt Walker decides to go to the outside of the 22, and it costs him. On lap 52, there would be an incident that did not bring out the yellow flag. Martinez turns Kenniston into the 8 of Alex Carson, who goes spinning through the infield grass. Fortunately, the race is able to continue as the 8 does not come back up onto the track. Neji Huga strikes again. This time he holds up the 16 of Matt Scherano. He is going to lose a bunch of positions after running up with the leaders for much of the race. The final caution of the day would fly with 13 laps to go. Leigh Gruel gets held up by the 06 of Anthony Griffith. He hooks the 06, gets swept across the bumper of the 63 of Kevin Monroe, and then goes into the wall with the help of Justin Parker in the 07. Unfortunately, the 46 spins right into the path of Lance Andrews and James West. Andrews was making his first start of the season in that 72 for O&D Racing. He will drive that car for all the American and British races. While under yellow, Kurt Walker would have to bring that 98 car into the pits for mechanical problems. Tough break for Kurt Walker. It looks like that first win since 2007 is going to have to wait. This would put DJ Daniels in the lead when the race restarted. Bigsby Foot would claw his way back up into the lead group after being held up by the 11. It was surprising to see Daniels up front as he had not been a factor all day. Another driver who has not been a factor all day was Andy Pearson in the 2. Pearson had the lead coming to the white flag, but Bigsby Foot in the 14 would get a run on him going into turn 1. Leslie Riggs would be in third, looking to steal the win away as she usually does. She's going to follow the 14 into turn 2, but remember how I said the turn 2 didn't have any grip? The 14 and the 50 have to check up, allowing the 2 to sail away with the lead. Andy Pearson would remain unopposed for the last half lap and take his 57th career victory, his first since 2006. And here are the top 10 finishers. Olivier Martinez and Marshall Clark have some very strong runs coming very quietly. Brenda Riggs finishes 9th. That's the first good thing that's happened to her since Daytona. And Leon Kenniston in his first start finishes 10th. And now for the top 10 in points. Leslie Riggs takes the lead from Kevin Monroe after the 63 got caught up in that late wreck. Kurt Walker and Alex Carson remain up in the top 5. Alli Rigs moves up into 5th. Mike Andrews, with his second consecutive top 5 finish, moves up into 6th. Andy Pearson jumps up to 8th with his win. Neji Huga 9th, and Tristan Roberts in 10th.